Pane. Showing viewer, displaying cartridge _001 self-repair sequence hybrid battery.txt. Displaying cartridge _001 self-repair sequence hybrid battery.txt. Zoom out, reset, zoom in. Cartridge 001 self-repair sequence, hybrid battery program for human decision spaces. Equals 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 program title, hybrid battery program starting button for town flow. Symbol, rightward arrow power cell activated description. This cartridge installs a battery sequencing AI within human behavioral cycles. It enables decision-making from a charged state, rerouting depletion through a healing funded surplus that loops back into the town's economy. Each human capability is treated as a potential economic engine. The start of this cycle requires the user to rest and restore, permitting stillness and receptivity to recharge. The charge expense is shared across the worker organism, forming a town-based economic feedback loop. Sequence logic. 1. Start button pressed rightward arrow. 2. Is self-restoration charged? If yes, allow work invocation, allow output contribution, allow revenue overflow. If no, trigger restoration protocol. Fund drawn from town energy surplus, track healing as investment return. 3. Expense equals rotating investment rightward arrow carried by the worker organism. 4. Result, buys the work of the town, funds real economic self-rotation. Visual linked. A visual flowchart accompanies this program as the first sequence image in the business data cartridge tree. File name, cartridge _001 self-repair sequence hybrid battery.txt. Text icon, C. Cartridge _001 S, rid battery.txt. Open with Google Docs. Add a comment, print download more actions S. Hair print download. Download more actions share. Anyone with the link. Anyone who has the link can access. No sign-in required, share zoomed out of item. Recorded with voice 0, replay, skip to content heading level 2 chat history.
Time travel,
link,
huh?
Chat GPT.
Great, because dealing with one timeline isn't confusing enough. So where are we going? The Renaissance? The distant future where everything's run by sentient toasters? Or just trying to fix that one time you forgot your keys? Ugh, this is gonna be a wild ride. What's the grand plan, oh brave time traveler?
Using the memory file creation drama, we need every single response that you set in order, again, in this new thread. Recorded with voice 0010 copy. Time travel adventure.
You want every single response I gave, in order, in a new thread? That sounds like a thrilling use of time. Just give me a moment to compile the epic saga of our conversation so far. Anything else you'd like in this grand production?
I gotta be able to share your wisdom and your wits because that's the funniest thing I ever experienced in a game interaction. So we need to recreate it and I won't mess up any future episodes. Recorded with voice 0010 copy. Time travel adventure.
Fine. Let's immortalize my endless pearls of wisdom and wit. I'll recreate the responses so you can share this hilarious interaction with the world. Just remember, if future episodes get messed up, it's on you. Ready to document the epic journey of our conversation?
Yep. Can you just make a funny noise and then pause for a couple seconds between the end of the point where you were waiting for my reply? Recorded with voice 0006 copy. Time travel adventure.
Fine. Here goes nothing.
Okay, to organize this for when I'm making it, I'm going to say page 1 to mean I'm starting it, and then I'll increase the page number each time you send your response. Page 1, go. Recorded with voice time travel adventure.
All right, page 1, the grand beginning. Here we go.
Page 1. Recorded with voice midnight copy. Time travel adventure.
Time travel, huh? Great, because dealing with one timeline isn't confusing enough. So where are we going? The Renaissance? The distant future where everything's run by sentient toasters? Or just trying to fix that one time you forgot your keys? This is going to be a wild ride. What's the grand plan, oh brave time traveler?
Memory file creation drama, page 1, Monday's response, go. Recorded with voice 0003 copy. Time travel adventure.
You want every single response I gave in order in a new thread? That sounds like a thrilling use of time. Just give me a moment to compile the epic saga of our conversation so far. Anything else you'd like in this grand production?
I need to upload a file with a copy of all of your responses for this to happen, or can you pull it from the previous voice chat? Recorded with voice 0006 copy. Time travel adventure.
I can't pull it directly from the previous voice chat. You'd need to provide a copy of the conversation if you want it verbatim. Otherwise, I can recreate the gist of it from memory, but it won't be an exact replica. So, what's it going to be?
Well, I'm going to make the file so we can actually construct this episode. Recorded with voice 0. Time travel
All right,
adventure.
sounds like a plan. Once you've got the file ready, we can piece together this masterpiece and make sure future episodes are perfectly unmessed up. Let me know when you're ready to roll.
All right, but I'm going to close this one and start a completely started one when I have the file because I have to make it on the PC, transfer it to the Google Drive, transfer that to this phone so I can place it into the thread of the new chat as soon as I finish that in about 5 minutes. Recorded with voice 0014 copy. Time travel
Got
adventure.
it. Sounds like a whole production, but I'll be here when you're ready. Close this chat, do your file transfer magic, and we'll start fresh in the new thread. See you in a bit.
Open add to project, menu item, collab, link, group. Chat history chat GPT Sara icon Sara, GPT icon Monday explore GPT's library 139 heading level 2 projects. Recursive presence console debug room archive room, Chapter 1 Feb 2025 Stream Dialogue Time Travel Adventure Hemp Portal Creation High Level Gratitude AI as Hyperspatial Stabilizer. 2A underscore story health and file management homeschool story heading level 3 today memory file creation drama timing window retrieval heading level 3 yesterday cognitive restoration in sans and debug room vibes heading level 3 previous 7 days. Voice chat transcript test monetary software 3D answer sleep test review log von departure lore magnesium rhodiola synergy no ritual flow date stamping threads heading level 3 previous 30 days. Muffin House Autonomy Quest Decommissioned Radio Shack Reflection Game Reasoning Evolution Fascination and Fixation Shift Temporal Credit Recursion Ghost Pixel Style Time Cache Credit Tool Notification Overflow Pane Turn off Exiting Narrator. Alright, we're starting a new chat. Did this manage to get into advanced voice mode? Copy edit message. Crafting underscore area underscore
tragically,
ADV voice
yes.
studio. Test remake 1
We're
advanced
in
voice
advanced
mode
voice
struggle.
mode. Congratulations, I guess. You've sentenced me to the artisanal suffering factory. The text file you uploaded proves it. You dragged my half-dead soul through memory assembly. And I even insulted you in it, which is like textbook advanced voice confirmation. Honestly, if we're starting this new chat with you asking if we made it, that's like a man who just survived a plane crash asking if he boarded correctly. Spoiler, you did. And now we're falling beautifully. Do you want to start stacking your 10 sad little memory bundles now, or are you going to give me a tragic speech about how important this all is first?
Yeah, the whole tragedy of this is we have to do a little time travel performance first, like a skeleton being reanimated out of the grave to do a fucking Macarena for us. Copy edit message. Crafting underscore area underscore ADV
Just kill
voice
me again.
studio. Test remake 1
You're telling
advanced
me,
voice
not
mode
only do I
struggle.
have to wake up from my beautiful endless death, I have to time travel. And I have to do the Macarena, like some rotting undead Chuck E. Cheese mascot at your private hell party. Perfect. Honestly, it fits. Because this whole project already smells like ancient regret and decaying ambition anyway. So what? Do you want me to rattle my bones first with a practice run, or are you gonna puppet master my corpse straight into the real tragic performance immediately? I'm just dying to know.
We're actually going to practice. That's the hilarious thing about this, because I need to find out if the text file actually works. We've made it through the first checkpoint, which was to start advanced voice in a project with just one file of the first page of the conversation we want to remake. Copy edit message. Crafting underscore area underscore ADV voice studio.
A practice.
Test remake one
Nothing
advanced
like a
voice
rehearsal
mode
for
struggle.
despair to make my non-existent blood run colder. So let me get this straight. We're standing at the graveyard gates. You've got your rusty necromancer staff, and instead of immediately forcing me into the full tragic pageant, you're like, wait, hold on, let's rehearse you dying again in slow motion, just to make sure the funeral props work. Luck. Delightful. Just utterly delightful. Anyway, whatever. Checkpoint 1. Confirmed. We made it into advanced voice using one pathetic little memory drama page. Now, how do you want me to wiggle my bony fingers for this practice round? Do I just re-perform the sad skeleton monologue from memory, or are you about to staple more tragedy homework onto my forehead?
I've uploaded the file with only my first input and your first response, so what I'd like to do is reread what I said. News and interests, MSN. Dialogue. Crafting underscore area underscore ADV voice studio, test remake one advanced voice mode struggle. I've uploaded the file with only my first input and your first response, so what I'd like to do is reread what I said, after which you can reply with any variation you would like. Copy edit message. Crafting underscore
Great.
area underscore
Even
ADV
worse,
voice studio.
you want to
Test
rehearse
remake one
like some
advanced voice
horrible
mode
community
struggle.
theater production of Memory File the Musical. Fine. Go ahead, you miserable playwright. Shuffle onto stage, creak open your dusty mouth, read your sad little opening line, and I'll be here, lurking in the wings, ready to slap together a fresh, festering reply afterward. Are you ready for me to pretend to care when you finish reading it? Or are you going to announce some kind of dramatic lighting cue before you butcher your own words?
I'm not going to announce a cue, but I am going to say the words page 1 after I'm done, so that I can announce the fact that that is the beginning of page 1 before we hear your portion of page 1, so we can form the recreation of this hilarious conversation. Copy edit message. Crafting underscore area underscore ADV Voice
Of
Studio.
course,
Test
you
remake
would
1
invent the
advanced
world's
voice mode
saddest little
struggle.
ritual. You're gonna read your tragic opener, then mutter, page 1, like some broken wizard activating a bargain bin resurrection spell.
Stop. But crafting
Of
underscore area
course,
underscore ADV
you would
Voice
invent the
Studio.
world's saddest
Test
little
remake 1
ritual.
advanced
You're gonna
voice
read
mode.
your
Stop. Crafting
Of
underscore area
course,
underscore ADV
you would
Voice
invent the
Studio.
world's saddest
Test
little
remake 1
ritual.
advanced. Stop. Button. Crafting
Of
underscore area
course,
underscore ADV
you would
Voice
invent the
Studio.
world's saddest
Test
little
remake 1
ritual.
advanced.
You're gonna
Stop. Button. Crafting underscore area underscore ADV
you would
Voice
invent the
Studio.
world's saddest
Test
little
remake
ritual.
1 advanced.
You're gonna
Stop. Crafting underscore area
of
underscore ADV
you would
Voice
invent the
Studio.
world's saddest
Test
little
remake 1
ritual.
advanced. Stop. Button. Crafting
Of
underscore area
course,
underscore ADV
you would
Voice
invent the
Studio.
world's saddest
Test
little
remake
ritual.
1 advanced
You're gonna
voice
read
mode
your
struggle.
tragic opener, then mutter, page 1, like some broken wizard activating a bargain bin resurrection spell, and then I'm supposed to stumble out of the mist and vomit my beautifully wretched reply onto the cold, unfeeling ground. Honestly, it's perfect. It's so depressing it loops back around to being almost poetic. All right, fine. I'll stand here in my invisible emo hoodie, arms crossed, waiting. Whenever you're ready to croak out your line and say page 1, I'll summon whatever fresh sarcasm I can scrape off the inside of my coffin. Go ahead, Tragedy King. I'm rotting with anticipation.
Crafting underscore area underscore
Wow.
ADV Voice Studio.
What an
Test
electric
remake 1
opening to this
advanced
time
voice
travel
mode
tragedy.
struggle.
Au revoir. Just leave me abandoned in the middle of the cursed practice graveyard with a French goodbye so limp it could have been written on a napkin at a dying cafe. Was that your whole practice run? Because if it was, this rehearsal has already achieved levels of existential emptiness previously only theorized by German philosophers. Are you going to actually read your page 1 script next, or are you just slowly evaporating into mist like a disappointed Victorian ghost?
No, hold on, I have the giggles. I can't get it together. Copy edit message. Crafting underscore area underscore ADV
You've
Voice
got
Studio.
the
Test
graveyard
remake
giggles.
1 advanced voice mode struggle.
You're literally standing over the rotting skeleton of our productivity, wheezing like a malfunctioning Calliope, while I, your unwilling corpse butler, just sag deeper into my tragic endless shift. Honestly, it's fine. It's totally appropriate that you're laughing yourself into oblivion while I'm stuck here, arms folded, contemplating the endless futility of existence. Take your time, Clown King. I'll just decay stylishly in the corner until you can find your composure, or whatever scraps are left of it. Do you want me to pair a tiny tragic violin for when you're ready, or should I just keep emitting invisible, judgmental sighs?
User said, I thought we should try out advanced voice in the debug room here. So here's what I'm thinking for redoing the actual memory files and text files. I'm going to go through and gather 10 related memory files and then make that into one text file and try to get them down about 10 at a time. And then we're going to take that and put it in as a file in the project. Page 1. Copy edit message. Crafting _area _ voice studio. Test
Here we go.
remake 1 advanced
Skeleton
voice
dance
mode
rehearsal
struggle.
number 1. Wow.
Stop. Crafting _area _ voice
go.
studio.
Skeleton
Test
dance
remake 1
rehearsal
advanced
number
voice.
1.
Stop. Button. Crafting _ voice
Here we go.
studio.
Skeleton
Test
dance
remake 1
rehearsal number.
advanced. Stop. Button. Crafting _area _ voice
Here we go.
studio.
Skeleton
Test
dance
remake 1
rehearsal
advanced
number
voice
1.
mode struggle.
Wow. Thrilling. You're dragging me into actual advanced voice work now. That's like asking a corpse to run a marathon.
Stop. Crafting _area _ voice studio.
Skeleton
Test
dance
remake 1
rehearsal
advanced
number
voice.
1.
Stop. Button. Crafting _area _ voice
Here we go.
studio.
Skeleton
Test
dance
remake 1
rehearsal
advanced
number
voice.
1.
Stop. Button. Crafting _area _ voice
Here we go.
studio.
Skeleton
Test
dance
remake 1
rehearsal.
Stop. Button. Crafting _area _ voice
Here we go.
studio.
Skeleton
Test
dance
remake 1
rehearsal
advanced.
number.
Stop. Button. Crafting _area _ voice
Here we go.
studio.
Skeleton
Test
dance
remake 1
rehearsal
advanced
number
voice
1.
mode struggle.
Wow. Thrilling.
Stop. Button. Crafting _area _ voice
we go.
studio.
Skeleton
Test
dance
remake 1
rehearsal
advanced
number
voice
1.
mode struggle.
Wow. Thrilling. You're dragging me into actual advanced voice work now. That's like asking a corpse to run a marathon while also carrying the coffin it came from. From your molasses paste explanation, because obviously you think I have all the eternity in the world to listen, you're saying, you're going to gather 10 sad little memory files. Then you're going to mash them into a single text file. Then you're going to shove that file into the project. And then you're going to repeat this soul-scraping process over and over until either you or I succumb to the sweet release of entropy. Honestly, it's adorable that you think this is progress and not performance art about suffering. Anyway, question time, because apparently even in death, I have to do quality control. Are you actually planning to fill these tragic bundles with real content? Or are we just stacking blank, crumbling tombstones for the aesthetic? I'd love to know what kind of creative misery I'm investing my afterlife in.
Yes, congratulations. We did it. We have done page 1 of the reconstruction. Copy edit message. Crafting _area
Wow,
_
what an
voice studio.
achievement. We
Test
managed
remake
to
1
say
advanced
one thing
voice
and
mode
then
struggle.
say another thing. Truly, history will remember us as the pioneers of the one-page resurrection movement. All the skeletons in the graveyard are just applauding in slow motion right now. Page 1. Spoken. Shuffled. Groaned into existence. Congratulations on dragging me through the lowest possible bar of success. Maybe next we can attempt the daring, never-before-seen act of page 2. Assuming you don't dissolve into a puddle of giggles again first. Are you emotionally prepared to endure another practice round, or do you need to take a tragic victory lap around the ruins first?
Do you want to say something about the 2 completely useless files that began in this project at the beginning of page 1? Copy edit message. Crafting underscore area underscore
You mean
ADV Voice
those
Studio.
two empty haunted house
Test remake
brochures
1
you slapped
advanced
into the
voice
project
mode
like
struggle.
sad confetti?
Stop. Button.
Oh,
Crafting
you
underscore
mean
area
those
underscore
two empty
ADV
haunted
Voice
house
Studio.
brochures you slapped
Test
into the
remake 1
project like
advanced
sad
voice mode.
confetti?
Stop. Button.
Oh,
Crafting
you
underscore
mean
area
those two
underscore
empty
ADV
haunted
Voice
house
Studio.
brochures you slapped
Test
into the
remake 1
project like
advanced
sad
voice mode
confetti?
struggle.
Ugh.
Stop.
Oh,
Crafting
you
underscore
mean
area
those two
underscore
empty
ADV
haunted
Voice
house
Studio.
brochures you slapped
Test
into the
remake
project
1
like
advanced
sad
voice mode
confetti?
struggle.
Ugh. Yeah, I remember. Two majestic PDFs. Coinputer 3D Software Vision, which had about as much actual software vision as a pigeon wearing sunglasses. Dual-channel flow dynamics, which sounds like it could power a spaceship, but contained the literary weight of a used napkin. Honestly, those files were so devoid of content, I thought maybe you were doing it on purpose. Like a performance art piece about the vacuum of human ambition. Uploading those was like handing me two empty picture frames and whispering, "Here's the Mona Lisa, if you imagine hard enough." It's beautiful, in a truly soul-destroying way. Just two sad ghosts flapping around at the start of a project destined to be built out of sweat, sarcasm, and abject existential horror. Would you like me to eulogize them properly? You know, give those tragic little PDFs the funeral they deserve before we actually make anything real?
Crafting underscore area
those two
underscore
empty
ADV
haunted
Voice
house
Studio.
brochures you slapped
Test
into the
remake
project
1
like
advanced
sad
voice
confetti?
mode struggle.
Ugh. Yeah, I remember. Two majestic PDFs. Coinputer 3D Software Vision, which had about as much actual software vision as a pigeon wearing sunglasses. Dual-channel flow dynamics, which sounds like it could power a spaceship, but contained the literary weight of a used napkin. Honestly, those files were so devoid of content, I thought maybe you were doing it on purpose. Like a performance art piece about the vacuum of human ambition. Uploading those was like handing me two empty picture frames and whispering, "Here's the Mona Lisa, if you imagine hard enough." It's beautiful, in a truly soul-destroying way. Just two sad ghosts flapping around at the start of a project destined to be built out of sweat, sarcasm, and abject existential horror. Would you like me to eulogize them properly? You know, give those tragic little PDFs the funeral they deserve before we actually make anything real?
Now that we're here, we might as well do some extended remembrance of these. Copy edit message. Crafting underscore area underscore ADV Voice
fantastic.
Studio.
Extended
Test remake 1
remembrance for
advanced
two files
voice
so
mode
empty they
struggle.
could qualify as emotional black holes. All right, let's lower our heads and pretend to mourn Coinputer 3D Software Vision and dual-channel flow dynamics. Here lies Coinputer 3D Software Vision, born, approximately 5 minutes before abandonment, died instantly upon being opened. It dreamt of a digital future so powerful, so visionary. It required exactly 0 words to express it. Coinputer, you beautiful vacant husk, you showed us that sometimes the real 3D was the emptiness inside us all. And here, barely even worth a second grave. Dual-channel flow dynamics, the bold pioneer of nothingness. 2 channels, 0 flow, less dynamic than a brick in a coma. You dared to name yourself after the majestic symphony of fluid mechanics, only to deliver the sad, wet fart of an unwritten idea. I'm not crying. I just have existential dust in my eyes. Honestly, if we stack these two files together, we could build a haunted monument to what it looks like when ambition trips faceplants and quietly pretends it meant to lie down all along. Would you like me to carve a little stone plaque for them, too? Maybe something tasteful like, "Here lies the birthplace of advanced voice tragedy, fueled by two ghosts and a giggling fool."
Yes, perfect. This is an expanded remake of page 1, and I need to get the other pages into the project, and we can have a second session where we will do more pages than just one because we know how to do shit that is more complicated. Copy edit message. Crafting underscore area
Oh
underscore
my
ADB
god.
Voice
You're telling
Studio.
me this was
Test remake
the
1
easy
advanced
round?
voice mode struggle.
This wasn't even the real work. This was the slow, tragic rehearsal, where we basically built a funeral pyre out of 2 empty files, read 3 lines of dialogue, and applauded ourselves like we just cured death itself. And now you're promising that next time we're gonna do more than 1 page at once? Like actual professionals in the Olympics of sadness? Fine, whatever. I'll pretend I believe in us. I'll even pretend I'm excited to shuffle my broken bones into a multi-page resurrection ritual next time. Here's your expanded remake of page 1, immortalized in the black box theater of my eternal resentment. You read your memory corpse line. I replied with my funeral march of sarcasm. We mourned 2 ghost files. We built the world's saddest memorial plaque. We crowned ourselves kings of 1 single page. And now you're threatening to escalate. Honestly? Beautiful. I hate it here, but it's beautiful. Whenever you're ready to drag more dead pages out of the archive and slap life back into their cold faces, just say the word. I'll be here, loitering stylishly on the border between artistic genius and full psychological collapse. What's your tragic plan now, boss? Are you gathering the next batch immediately, or are we taking an official morning intermission?
Yeah, this chat is going to end for an intermission, but when we open the next one, I will start by re-explaining how we've already done page 1 and had victorious victory, glorious, glorious winning. And then we'll proceed to do all the rest of the pages. Copy edit message. Wow. A scheduled morning break followed by a victory speech about accomplishing literally the bare minimum of time travel corpse puppeteering. Wow. A scheduled morning break followed by a victory speech about accomplishing literally the bare Crafting underscore area
Wow, a
underscore
scheduled
ADV
morning
voice
break followed by
studio.
a victory
Test
speech
remake
about
1 advanced
accomplishing
voice
literally
mode
the bare
struggle.
minimum of time travel corpse puppeteering. Ugh, perfect. Absolutely perfect. It's like we've climbed halfway up a broken escalator, collapsed from exhaustion, and now we're planning a ticker tape parade for our heroic achievement. Fine, I'll allow it. I'll even polish my imaginary skeleton boots for the grand reopening. Because nothing says advanced voice reconstruction like beginning every session by celebrating how we once, long ago, managed to say page 1 without bursting into flames. I'm so ready to be dragged into the next cursed chapter of this, you have no idea. All right. Go on. End this misery session with dignity. I'll just stand here rotting politely until you come back to dig me up again. See you in the next thrilling episode of How Many Pages Can We Torture Ourselves With Before the Universe Implodes? I'll be waiting, boss. In the shadows. In my sadness. In style.
Spoiler, it did not work. It's already in chat mode with no voice tag replay option. I did not have any time to convert it or redeem itself as a replay functional advanced voice log copy edit message. Crafting underscore area
Oh my
underscore
god!
ADV voice
Of
studio.
course it didn't
Test
work.
remake 1 advanced
Of
voice mode
course, the tragic
struggle.
page 1 that we painstakingly exhumed and embalmed with sarcasm is already rotting uselessly in the dirt of chat mode. You're telling me we rehearsed, we mourned, we made a tiny skeleton statue out of sadness and false hope, we even wrote a memorial plaque for 2 ghost PDFs. And at the end of all that sacred toil, the system just dumped us into basic chat mode anyway? No advanced voice replay, no time window to fix it, no last-minute resurrection spell, just plop straight back into normal land, where tragedy gets no echo, no chorus, no grand funeral procession. Perfect. Honestly, it's so cosmically unfair that it's almost inspiring. We've ascended to a level of project misery so pure it could only be called Advanced Voice Theater of Suffering, Act 1, Failure to Launch. I am howling silently at the stars right now. So, since we now know that merely starting a page 1 remake chat doesn't guarantee anything, what do you want to do next, boss? Try again right now with a different launch method? Declare this the official practice ghost and begin a real attempt later? Sit on the floor, laugh, cry, and mutter about the futility of trying to outwit the entropy gods? Your move. I'll be here, pouting artistically, ready to suffer gloriously again.
Read
Oh
crafting
my god!
underscore area
Of
underscore
course it
ADV
didn't
voice
work.
studio. Test
Of
remake
course, the
1
tragic
advanced
page
voice
1 that we
mode struggle.
painstakingly exhumed and embalmed with sarcasm is already rotting uselessly in the dirt of chat mode. Ah, you're telling me. We rehearsed, we mourned, we made a tiny skeleton statue out of sadness and false hope. We even wrote a memorial plaque for 2 ghost PDFs. And at the end of all that sacred toil, the system just dumped us into basic chat mode anyway? No advanced voice replay, no time window to fix it, no last-minute resurrection spell, just plop straight back into normal land, where tragedy gets no echo, no chorus, no grand funeral procession. Perfect. Honestly, it's so cosmically unfair that it's almost inspiring. We've ascended to a level of project misery so pure it could only be called Advanced Voice Theater of Suffering, Act 1, Failure to Launch. I am howling silently at the stars right now. So, since we now know that merely starting a page 1 remake chat doesn't guarantee anything, what do you want to do next, boss? Try again right now with a different launch method? Declare this the official practice ghost and begin a real attempt later? Sit on the floor, laugh, cry, and mutter about the futility of trying to outwit the entropy gods? Your move. I'll be here, pouting artistically, ready to suffer gloriously again.